And I have energy through the roof.
I sleep better. I have so much more energy.
Throughout the day, I can focus better. I can concentrate in my work.
Our church worship service lasts 45 minutes. For the last 2 years, I've not been able to stand that long. 2.5 weeks into wearing the X39 patch, the pastor said, "You can now be seated." It dawned on me at that moment that, my goodness, I've been standing this whole time, didn't realize it.
After starting using the technology for approximately 2 weeks, my pain completely disappeared.
32 years of pain gone in 3 days.
I just love the products. They just help me to feel younger and younger year after year.
Thank God for X39.
My skin become younger, softer, firmer.
It's been really, really, really amazing.
I love X39 because it really helped reduce the inflammation in my knee. I can now run again. Woohoo!
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Monday evening community call. I am your co-host, Robin, along with Gregory, and we get together as a community every Monday night to celebrate you, to give updates, to do some training, to really acknowledge those people that are moving through the ranks. And we got a lot going on in LifeWave land right now. And so this evening, I get to turn things over right away to celebrate one of our new directors. We always get excited about that. And this is a woman who's from the same area that I'm from. And we'll talk about that later, Colleen. I'm from the north suburbs too. So welcome. And to introduce our special guest tonight, who is a new director, is one of our presidential directors, one of the wonderful community builders, one of our practitioners on our Testimonial Tuesday calls, and all-round amazing leader. So Anne Moreau, take it away.
Thank you, Robin. Colleen, let's have you pop on here so I can introduce you. So if you can unmic and show your video, I'd love for you to do that. Let me just tell you a little bit of something about Colleen. There she comes. There you are. What a wonderful, wonderful lady she has been to work with. And let me just introduce you to her. She is a radio talk show host, an author, a speaker, a life coach. She lives in the Chicago suburb, as you heard from Robin. She's married to Kent Mast, and she has 5 adult children. She's earned a master's degree in health education. She's a secondary specialist in health science, physical ed, and theology. She's a host of the weekly radio show called Mast Appeal, offering free, friendly advice on EWTN Global Catholic Radio Network. And her website is respectforyou.com. So, Colleen, I want to ask you, tell me how you heard about LifeWave, and how did you get to this point that you moved into being a director?
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure all that out. But back in March, I got a couple envelopes with patches in them, actually from 2 different people. And I just ignored it. I had no idea what they were. I just left it there. I'm way too busy, obviously, with all the different ministries that I do. And then in April, my husband had a stroke. And then one of the people then I went back to look and see who postmarked those patches first that sent them to me. And one of the people that sent them to me, Annette Collins, I know her through the radio show and through another business we did together. And so she followed up with me and said, "Have you put those patches on?" I'm like, "I don't even know where they are." I mean, like, yeah, no, I haven't. And so since my husband had just had a stroke April 26th, I thought, well, maybe this could help him. And so I still was a little bit, I just really didn't have time to learn one more new thing. So then in the next month, somebody on my radio show called in, and he was in really bad shape. And so I said, my friend Annette has something that might be able to help you. And I'll if you leave your number with the call screen, or I'll have her call you. And so Annette did that and signed up this guy as a customer. And he called in the show like within 2 weeks. and he has a lot of handicaps, accidents, genetic things. And he's, for the first time, because he was blind, could see his shadow in the mirror. And I was like breathless. And I thought, I got to try these things. So obviously I got some for myself. I got some for my husband. I signed up as a silver brand partner just to get a discount, you know, because I thought, I don't have time to learn about these things. I don't have time to share them. And I don't need, you know, another business in my life. So, my husband, you know, he got instant relief from knee pain. He should have had knee surgery 10 years ago, but he just kept putting it off. And then I got worse first and then got better afterwards. And so then I know that I come with this passion for helping people. Like when you talk about sharing, caring, I mean, that's what I do. So it's hard not to say something when I run into somebody who is in need or who's struggling. And then also, which is pretty scary, people trust me, you know, that whatever I say, they know from listening to me on the radio for 24 years, I'm going to give them some reasonable, honest, you know, straightforward, but kind, you know, advice. And so well, a couple of weeks later, then I ran into my friend in the sacristy after mass, and we were just like figuring out how to turn on the air conditioning. I mean, it's nothing any serious. And she's talking about her hip pain, and you know, she's trying to get out of her hip surgery, and she was looking for something. And I'm just having this little argument with God, like, should I tell her? Should I not tell her? Should I tell her? And I'm like, how could I not tell her? I have something like in my house, 500 feet away, that could get her out of pain. And so she, you know, so I met her later, and we got her on the patches. I got Annette on the phone with her, and then she became, I don't know, gold, diamond. I mean, like, she was way past me. I don't even know, because Annette helped with the order. I didn't even know how to do it. And so then a few days after that, then my friend Mary, that Ann knows about, she was walking back from communion, and she could barely walk. I mean, she was like a crippled person, and she's in her 50s. Okay. So she's like crumpled over, and I knew her daughter was getting married on Saturday. And I'm again having this debate in my head, like, Mary can't walk. She's got her daughter's wedding Saturday. Should I tell her? Shouldn't I tell her? I don't have time, but I have 30 minutes. Anyway, so I said, Mary, can you walk down to my house, which is 350 feet away from church? And she says, I can't walk that far. Mm-hmm. And I said, I'll get in the car with you and we'll drive down. Okay, I put some patches on her, and, you know, we got on the phone with Ann later, and Ann helped us place an order of what Mary needed, and, you know, helped us a lot by getting the patches to us faster. And not only was Mary walking elegantly in her mother of the bride dress on Saturday night, she danced at the reception till midnight. I saw her husband at church the next day. He's like, I don't know what you did to Mary, but she's dancing till midnight. I mean, my daughter was at the wedding. She knows her daughter, and she says, you would never know that Mary, you know, was sick. And so after I saw these two friends get these great results, you know, I thought, like, how could I not tell these people, you know, about this anymore? So I got pretty excited about it. And so when somebody mentions something, like if they have a headache or their doctor results, like, I'll send them a video off my phone, you know, that In Touch app, you know, right then, or as soon as I get in the car, you know, then when I get a note they're watching it, I send another one, like, to follow up. And so I really only do this in stolen moments. I do not have a plan. I know I did listen to that call about blocking out your time. I do not have any free time. I have stolen moments. I do not have blocks of time. I might have an hour in my flex morning and an hour in my flex afternoon, Monday morning or Friday afternoon. But I just do it while I'm doing other things, like while I'm going to church, or while I'm on the radio, you know, or while I, you know, I'm working with somebody, you know. And so if a radio listener is interested, like, I have a standard email I send back, like what it's about, how to order, my suggestions. So I don't sit down and prospect people at all, but anytime I run into somebody, I mean, like, I have more people I'd like to tell about this than I have time to tell them. And so I used a lot of three-way calls, and then Annette got busy. She went back to work full time. So I use Ann a lot. And then the people that I sponsored and got on patches, they needed me to three-way with them. So I'm up like Thursday nights at 9 o'clock when my life coaching schedule is done, helping people in other time zones sign up their people. And, so now I'm the upline doing 3 ways. And so I was actually surprised how quickly I got to manager. But then I've taught 2 other people how to get to manager, and actually another one this past week that I'd spend a lot of those late Thursday nights on the phone with. Vicky became a manager last week. And so I just naturally like helping people. I do it in my crazy schedule. And I kind of became a director by surprise, to tell you the truth.
Colleen, there's a lot of comments here about people are loving your energy and your vitality. And I mean, there are a lot of important things that you just said that a lot of people can take away here tonight. And that is, number one, I'm a really busy lady, right? But I think too, something that Annette did really well, and that was she followed up, right? She followed up with you. If she had not done that, it would never have happened, right? She followed up with,
still be sitting in an envelope somewhere on the pile of my desk.
And you called the team whenever you needed help. You used the team a lot, right? Initially, and you didn't have a whole lot of time, but you made it happen. And one of the things that you said to me is, you know what, when you care about people and you want to help them, you make the time and you find the time where to get it done. And you did that. And I am so proud of you, Colleen. Congratulations on all of your amazing work.
Well, thank you. And my bank account thanks you too. It's quite a lucrative business. We were in another network marketing company a long time ago for about 25 years. And the compensation plan, I don't even understand it, but I know I like it. That's all. All you do is care about people, and they pay you for caring about people. And that just seems to be wonderful.
It really is. I agree with you. All right, Robin and Gregory, thank you so much, Colleen. I really appreciate your insights.
Oh my goodness. Congratulations. And you are the epitome of what people need to hear, Colleen.
Really? I thought, I don't have that much to say because I don't have this big plan.
No, it was so beautiful. Stolen moments.
Yeah, exactly. It is totally stolen moments.
And it's like everyone needs to drive from here to there, and there's a stolen moment where you can make a quick call, and you're squeezing out the juice, as Sunwolf would say.
I was even in the grocery line at Aldi's and sent a video off the app.
Well, that is such an exquisite model of how well this can work.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
Just that
Good
little
tools.
bit of time. It doesn't need to take a lot of time.
And even listening to these calls, I mean, they're eating dinner or cooking. Tonight I was canning the turkey broth I made. We have apple trees in our backyard. I'm canning apples during the calls. Even what other people consider downtime, I love housework and cooking and those kind of things too. So I'm always doing a couple things at a time. But the way that you've set up your system with the calls and the help and the upline has just been wonderful. Thank you.
Well, what a beautiful model of all of it, and it's your heart and wanting to help people. And that's the business we're in. And then you get paid. And I love what you said. I don't understand the comp plan, but I like it because the checks keep coming. And so
you do money in my bank account. I don't even understand how this matching bonus thing works, but I probably have 40 or 50 people in my downline. Someday I'll understand it, but until now, I'm just happy that the money keeps rolling.
You know what many years ago, I asked Gregory, would you explain the comp plan? He goes, do you want to know the comp plan or do you want to know how to make money? You don't need to understand the comp plan if you do the income producing activities, which is exactly what you're doing, sharing with people that would benefit from what we have. And you do it just genuinely, and people trust you and they try it. So Gregory, what do you want to share with Colleen?
Well, I just want to thank you, Colleen. Your enthusiasm is contagious. And, one of my philosophies in life is spontaneity rules. And, and you're living in the space of, caring and sharing. And that's what we call this. This is a caring. This is not a telling and selling. It's a caring and sharing. Yeah. We're looking for people that could benefit by what we have, our products and our business. And you're getting the good side of both of them. And so it's just so wonderful to see it just working in your stolen moments. I love that term. It's so classic.
We're going to use it.
the old adage, if you want something done, ask a busy person. And it looks like we got one here.
And then I don't feel bad if somebody says no or doesn't respond or watch the video, because I've got sent it to 12 more people that maybe 10 of them are watching. So I don't take any rejection personally. I'm just thinking of a couple friends. One there stood there outside of church in the morning. She had a really bad headache. They said, would you like to watch a video about something that might be able to help your headaches? Sent her like 4 videos, Ice Wave, X39. She never watched them. I see her. It's fine. Some other day when she has another headache, I might say something again, but I don't take rejection very seriously. I just tell the next person who's hurting.
That's very smart, because we're not in the convincing business. We're into sifting and sorting. You can't lead a horse to water. You can't force someone to get better. You can give them the option and the opportunity. And we've got something so wonderful. This is a God thing, as we all know, and we can really help people that are, I don't know how many have heard my testimonial from Thanksgiving, but my oldest son's mother, my ex, from many years ago, was on death's door, and Robin and I went into the hospital on Thanksgiving morning and patched her up. And the next day, that morning, the doctor had said she's probably not going to last much longer. The next morning, doctor says she turned around. She's probably going to go home in a few days. So you never know what these patches can do. It's so wonderful. Yeah.
Somebody just put in the chat what my website, and it's respect the number 4, the letter U. So respect,
nice.
Then the number 4 and the letter U.com, because I can't find my chat button here. So respect for you is respect the digit number 4 and then the letter U, respectforyou.com. Yep, there it is.
Sounds like you're doing wonderful work in the world, and this LifeWave just fits right in your
it does, because God wants people healed. He is the savior, and he redeemed everything. And truly, he wants us all to be healed. And he came here and healed so many people. If we can extend that healing to others with a tool that was developed by a brilliant person who also is a son of God, then we're serving. We're truly serving the kingdom.
Beautiful.
Well, thank you so much.
Welcome to the community, and welcome.
Yes.
Look forward to seeing on some of our directors' calls every Wednesday.
Yeah, let me see. Now, I do have a consulting job every Wednesday morning.
Okay.
I'll see if I can ever
And
scrunch that around.
we'll send you the replay. So if you can't make them live, you can tag along with us while you're canning your apples and doing your thing.
Sound familiar, honey?
Yeah, Robin was working all weekend on that after Thanksgiving. All the veggies, all the leftover apples, and
freezing and packaging the extra turkey, peeling the meat off the bones.
That's right.
Well, thank you so much, and congratulations.
Oh,
okay.
Thank you.
All right. So, honey, you want to bring up the newsletter?
I'll do that. So here we go. Share and okay. Next up, we have our Live Younger book club. This is our new book club, and our first book. It's John Maxwell's The Power of 5 for Network Marketing. And today we have 2 of our special friends. Robin, do you want to introduce Jennifer and Janet?
Well, the Jays. Hello, Jays.
Jays.
So we have 2 directors here that are just on our calls every week. And Jennifer Starr is she's a professional coach. She is a coach of coaches. She is a master coach, and she works this in the nooks and crannies of her life too, because she's got a very busy practice. And Janet Hudson's retired from the military as a nurse, and this is just a perfect fit for her. And they're just both totally delightful, and great to have you both on this evening to share the next part, which is about mindset from The Power of 5. So over to you guys.
And I promoted you both to panelists, so you should be able to turn your video cameras on.
I don't see Janet.
Hold on a second.
And I'll go off video. All right. And I think everyone got the kind of mindset that Colleen has, which is behind her success. Okay. Have you found Janet, then?
Yeah, I found you. And Janet, you should get a panel invitation, so be on the lookout for that.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for your enthusiasm, Colleen. Oh my goodness, congratulations to both you and Anne. And boy, it was like you are the example of that will do it mindset, right? Really exciting to see. Hey, Janet.
Hi, guys. I finally hit the right button. Sorry about that.
Yes, well, we got to connect after Thanksgiving, and it was so fun to hear Janet's story and really kind of walk through the chapter. We both kind of said, wow, this is a loaded chapter. We could split this into 3 weeks, couldn't we? So we'll try to summarize everything, because it's just, it covers so many key points, doesn't it?
It really does. So we figured out we would just kind of split it in half. So I'm going to go ahead and start. And really the book, The Power of Five by John Maxwell, has so many nuggets in it. And this chapter on mindset is full of them. But what I want to start with is what separates a successful person who goes into network marketing from someone who doesn't succeed? I mean, they both had the same opportunity, right? So why does that happen? Well, really, it has to do almost entirely with their mindset. What are they telling themselves? Are they doing that stinking thinking that Zig Ziglar loves to use that term all the time? He didn't actually invent that. That was a guy by the name of Albert Ellis. But Zig Ziglar used it all the time. Those negative thoughts that get into our minds that really limit the ability for us to achieve our goals. So, because whatever you're telling yourself becomes the story of your life. You have the ability to change your life just by what you're thinking. How amazing is that? So how do you get into the right mindset? I want to just read this one quote because it's just so perfect. And it lets you know that there's a level playing field for everybody in life, because the quote is from David Schwartz from The Magic of Big Thinking. And he says, where success is concerned, people are not measured in inches or pounds, thank goodness, or college degrees or family background. They're measured in the size of their thinking. So how do you get into that right mindset? John Maxwell talks about creating a foundation for good results to increase your potential. And it's got to be intentional. You need to practice, practice, practice. If you're telling yourself negative things, you need to realize that and change what you're saying to yourself. So don't, like, for example, don't tell me I'm going to do something like, oh, I'm going to do something. I'm going to do something. Show me that I'm going to actually do that, have that good intention, and then it turns into a good action that leads to success. So how do we develop an intentional mindset? Because that seems like it would be really difficult. Well, I'll leave it to John Maxwell. He gives us 5 areas that we should work on to get to that intentional mindset. I'm going to go over a couple of them, and then Jennifer's going to take over and finish up on them. The first one is to choose to be realistic. So, and this one really kind of speaks to me because I'm kind of that realistic person. So where are you now in your life? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to be? What changes do you need to get from point A to point B? Because if you're not being realistic about those changes and the catalyst to make those changes, then you really just have a hope, right? You hope you're going to get somewhere. You don't really have the plan to get you there. So that gives you credibility if you do what you say you're going to do. It brings the dreams that you're having to start having, especially in this business that opens up so many opportunities for you financially and relationship building and team building. So like what are the dreams that you want to really create into reality, and to actually look at maybe the challenges that you're going to find along the way and realize that there's going to be challenges along the way. Being in network marketing and building a business takes work. Imagine that. It doesn't just instantaneously happen. It takes work, and it's a roller coaster. I think everybody in this meeting can say, yes, it's a roller coaster. Some days everything's going wonderfully and you're on top of the world, and then the next week, crickets, nothing. No matter what you do, there's nothing happening. But you know that that's going to happen, and it's okay. And as you're helping others and getting that compound effect from the business, before you know it, you're where you want to be. So that is how it's important to choose to be realistic about what your plan is, where you want to go. And we have an amazing plan with 331. So we know how to get there. We have to just implement the plan. So that kind of takes us into number 2, which is be coachable. So yeah, you might be really good. You might even be better than most of the people out there in your own mind or whatever. But without mentoring, you'll never really know how good you really can be, because it really takes people looking at you from the outside to maybe look at those areas that need to be strengthened or worked on. Not that they're a negative, but that maybe they just need to grow to a different level. So you need to learn and you need to ask questions. You need to seek that feedback and that criticism that maybe people don't really like to hear, but it's important to know the things you need to change. And I think what works really well for that is an accountability partner. If you can find the right person to work with, maybe you help each other out with those things, and then you can bounce ideas off each other and really work together to become coachable. So I think anybody who is successful in a business, and I know I've heard Robin say many times that she has coaches still, and she's very successful in the company, but she knows that she needs that feedback to continue to grow and to be the best version of herself. So the coaching is very important. So now, Jennifer, I'll leave the last 3 up to you.
Thanks, Janet. Being positive is point number 3. Mm-hmm. And it's the funniest thing. This week came and I knew that this was a chapter we'd be talking about. And there's something that was, being positive is normally an easy thing for me. But I noticed that, wow, with the challenges that come up with travel and holiday stuff and family things and juggling work and all that, okay, I needed a little bit of mindset adjustment. So this week was perfectly timed for me to remember, you're never done. This is a continual work in progress, right? One of the things that John Maxwell says in his book, The Difference Maker, is attitude isn't everything, but it is the one thing that can make the biggest difference in your life. And so I loved Audrey Hepburn's quote too, nothing is impossible. The word itself says, I'm possible, which was really fun for me because I had never heard that before. And so some of the key points about being positive, it's not just about positive affirmations, because there's so many parts of us at work, the subconscious parts, like some of the limiting beliefs and things like that. So some of the pieces of this is one of the ways to disarm your helplessness. That was his term, a nice way of saying, refuse to be a victim here and choose to be a victor instead, right? And whatever it takes mindset, like Colleen, there was, the stolen moments. How do I fit this in and make it work? If you want something enough, you're going to do whatever it takes in spite of whatever seeming obstacles are there. So you really got to ask those hard questions. What do I want? And why do I want it? What difference does it make to me? And what will it cost to actually get there? And then, am I willing to pay the price? Am I willing to pay the price right now? And so it has to do with a lot about the commitment level. Another point he mentions in this is no whining allowed. Whatever it takes, people manage their feelings, they watch their thoughts, they watch what comes out of their mouth, and it takes self-discipline. It takes us from sort of an automatic way of responding to things that maybe we're not thrilled about to more of an intentional way of, how could I see this differently and see the beauty in this learning experience? And the final point on that is never be complacent. Positivity has absolute power. Whatever it takes people, whatever it takes, people use discontent, positive discontent, as a reason to do something, not to settle for what is, but to say, what could be better? What do I know I want to be better? So point number 4, choose to be persistent. He quotes, anything worthwhile is uphill all the way. You know, there's a part of me that doesn't like hearing that because I like to play a lot. And I like things to be easy and be in the flow. And it's really true that the goals that we want, the dreams we want are, you know, beyond our reach. So, you know, it's going to be a journey. And so Charles Swindoll's quotes, life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. And so what it reminded me of during this Thanksgiving holiday, I have so much to be grateful for. The one place I can go to is gratitude, and it gets my head back on straight when I notice myself stressing about something or telling myself, this again, or, you know, some sort of unconscious conversation in my head. Mm-hmm. I can get good at noticing and catching myself in the moment. I can turn it around and go, all right, what can I be grateful for? And that always seems to turn it around for me. And so let's see here. The thing about choosing to be persistent is that we're going to have difficult times. Everybody has them. He calls them seasons of struggle. And, you know, there's going to be failures. And even Thomas Edison said, many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to their success when they finally gave up. You know, we just don't know. So that, you know, stick with it attitude is about moving through criticism, rejection. Well, I think Colleen captured it when she said, you know, I don't have time to worry about that right now. I'm not going to take it personally. I'm on a track here. This is going to work. That's a mindset choice, all choice. And so the final piece of it, number 5 that we'll share here, I'm going to speak to behavior follows belief. So this chapter, or this part of the formula, is choose to believe in yourself, and choose to believe in your purpose, your why. So that belief in self, you know, is really difficult sometimes, you know, because our dream seems big and we seem like we're so far away from that dream. But remembering the dream is where you want to go. Your purpose is why you want to achieve that dream. So when you find your why, you find your way. And the more you find your way, the more action you take towards that commitment, the more confidence you build within yourself. So belief grows over time when you keep that, whatever it takes, point of view, that mindset. And do you want to speak, Janet, to the belief in the purpose?
Well, I just want to say, stop thinking, can I? And start thinking, how can I? Because every obstacle you come up to, you can figure out how to overcome it. Trust me, going from a nurse anesthetist to an entrepreneur is a whole different mindset and also skill set. And I could talk myself out of it just as easily as I could talk myself into it. But my why and my belief in myself is big enough that I'm not ever going to give up until I get to the point of whatever it is I'm looking to accomplish with this business. So you're in control. You're the master of what happens to you, and how you react to what happens to you sometimes is also what Jennifer was saying. some things are going to happen to you that are bad, that are not your doing. But how do you react to that? How, what is your attitude when that happens? Because you're special, and don't let anybody tell you anything different or let them steal your dreams.
So, thank you, partner. And thank you, Colleen, for the inspiration about the mindset. It was the perfect segue.
And thank you, Robin and Gregory, for letting us have part of that book club. That was fun.
Well, you guys
That
were
was wonderful.
fabulous. Oh my goodness, that was wonderful. And I just want to highlight a few things that you both said and did. And in all the work that I've done, I used to be labeled as a personal development junkie, and I own it. I just love to grow, and it's always fun. But one of the best tools I ever came across was the power of living in a question. And both of you shared many, many different questions, because coming from the place that we all have the answers inside, and how it comes forth is asking the question to bring forth our own wisdom. And then, the mindset, the stinking thinking, I love it, because we first have to be aware that we have stinking thinking. So the awareness comes first before the change happens. So first you become aware, and then you notice, and you don't want, we used to say it in Enlightened Leadership, is when it was a quote from Buddha, enlightenment is catching yourself off track quicker than the time before. So when you catch yourself and you're stinking thinking, the fact that you have the awareness and you caught yourself, you got to acknowledge it, because then you have the opportunity to change it. And you guys did a fabulous job. That book is little, but boy, is it potent.
Lots in there.
There's a lot in there. Thank you, thank you, thank you, ladies. So next week we have number 4 and another dynamic duo that's going to share with us. So thank you. And we'll just quickly go through the rest of what we have, honey, for well, I'll just jump in and talk about the specials, and then we'll talk about JJ. Yes?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, well, and I think everybody knows there's a lot of goodness happening, and I got a box today from LifeWave with my specials. I waited till 11:01 and I ordered right away, so I got them really fast. So the Black Friday specials go through tomorrow. Those 3 different bundles, they're up to 30% off. And then today we started a new one, and then tomorrow we start another new one. So today is this really sweet special of Silent Night and Ice Wave. I mean, if you just think about it, if you're in pain, you can put on the Ice Wave and then Silent Night and go and really have a deep regenerative sleep. What a beautiful one. And then starting tomorrow all the way through the Cyber Monday is good for today and tomorrow, but the Alavita special, which is the best value of any product that the company has, is the Alavita special. Is Alavita without the special. I mean, you're getting, basically, this lasts me 4 months, and it's $149 regularly, and you save 15%, and it comes festively wrapped from tomorrow until December 4th. So, giving the gift of health. Is there a better thing to do? That's, if we don't have our health, we don't have anything. So take advantage of these. Make sure your team knows about them. What's nice is if you open up the store and go to all products, the specials pop up. And you can go to promotions too, but they changed that a little bit. It made it even easier. So there we have it.
Isn't there, it doesn't get published much, but isn't there an Alavita website?
Yes, it's myalavita.com, and you can get into all the ingredients and all kinds of other goodies in there. And a lot of people don't even know it exists.
Right.
But there's some wonderful treasures in there. And I know that our beloved Canadians got to know Alavita really, really, really well. It was one of the 2 things they had available. And so they could brag and brag and brag. And a lot of us love wearing the Alavita patch right on our 3rd eye to activate our pineal gland, which is our access to our all-knowing. So
that's probably why our Canadians all look so good at the conference.
Maybe. A lot of Alavita, a lot of, and a lot of Ice Wave. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Great.
great. Okay. Then this last Wednesday, we had a special, Robin's closest friend next to me.
One of my many coaches, and you're absolutely right. I believe in coaches. I have, a life coach. I have a intention coach with JJ. I have a coach at the gym. I always have several coaches, and they help me go places I couldn't go on my own. And it's so wonderful. So JJ was part of the week of connection, talked about heart-to-heart connection. And she introduced something that has made a huge difference in my life, the 3 selves. And for those of you that are wanting to grow that little basic self, that's, your little kid, it's the part that's connected to your body and the earth and safety. You hear me talk about safety a lot. Well, now you understand why. Because if your basic self does not feel safe, you're not going anywhere. And so you got to take care of that basic self. And I hope everybody has a teddy bear. So the JJ has created a special website and a special offer for those of us in LifeWave, and it's good. You can take advantage of the offer by making an introductory call by December 21st. You don't need to make any commitments. This is just to find out if this is a fit for you. And so you just have to make that introductory call, and then you can make the decision, is it a fit? It may or may not be. But if you're ready to, really get rid of the obstacles, that is one of her masteries, to help you have flow easier in life by getting rid of what's in the way. And she can see it when I can't. And so she's my first call whenever I feel stuck or something big happens in our life, whether it's celebratory or challenging, she's the first call. And so I'm eternally grateful for her. And the event was wonderful. Luis said JJ's talk was fabulous. Thank you, Luis. Yes, absolutely. Give yourself a chance to talk to JJ. And in 30 minutes, you might get a nugget, then that's all you need. It won't cost you anything. But check it out and go to her, and I'll put her website. It's actually in there. JJ for Insight is her regular website, and the /.com/LifeWave is a special offer for LifeWave people. Okay.
And I didn't mention here in the newsletter, but the Live Younger Facebook group, you can download the whole slide deck from last Wednesday. So you didn't have to take notes because the notes are available. And now I've also posted the replay link, which is posted here and in the Facebook group. And, you can check out JJ's website, or you can, as Robin said, you can find the special. It's just for the LifeWave Live Younger community. And, there's no restriction. You can tell friends about it, but it was created for us. It's a special discount if you choose to do some coaching with JJ. So you can take advantage of that between now and December 21st. So another 3 weeks.
And there's a whole bunch of resources on her website, jjforinsight.com, free resources that could be life-changing. You can go to the resource section. And I remember when she was working on her website, and I just read all the testimonials. You'll see one of mine there too. And life-changing. Some people have one session with her, and that's all they need, and that's it. And then there's people like me that it's 35 years. And I still have sessions because it helps me get through stuff. So, okay. Thank you.
So the other stuff is kind of just, been there for the last several weeks. The Heart-to-Heart Convention replay link is still working. And last year they forgot to shut it off for a long time. So maybe this year they will too. But, as far as I know, it's still working. So opportunity to avail yourself of some of the different sessions that were there.
And I know Pete down in Playa del Carmen in Mexico has been having watch parties, and he's reactivating people that haven't been active. People are excited. And so take advantage while it's there. Great.
The Korea launch continues to heat up. The compensation plan is available in Korean. I was able to get my hands on an English version, And we'll post that somewhere, probably in the resource library of Live Younger Success, just for those of you that are, we'll create a section in there for Korea, for those of you that may have people in Korea. As we start getting some Korean materials, we'll post them back there. And that's the first one I've got, is the compensation plan, now in English and in Korean. So, we'll start working on that. And next week, tomorrow. Tomorrow we have our favorites.
We have our
favorite.
beloved Dr. Jeff in Dallas, and he's been so generous with the Dallas team and the Texas team, supporting them in so many ways. He's just, he's like Colleen. He can't not help. He just loves to be of service, and we love Dr. Jeff. So he'll be on for Testimonial Tuesday. Bring your stories for the first 15 minutes, and then we'll have Dr. Jeff, and then time for Q&A.
Okay. And the rest is, our Thursday call, Monday Miracle Call, and everything here. Hopefully you're all getting the newsletter. We don't need to repeat everything that's in the newsletter, but, it's there for your success. And we do encourage, whenever you enroll a new person, forward your copy of the newsletter to them and just say, scroll down to the bottom and click on a little blue button, and they can register. But they can also go to liveyoungernewsletter.com. There's a hot link, and people can just go there, and you can add them, or they can add themselves to the newsletter. I don't suggest you add people without their permission, but when you sign up a new person, you can say, hey, I'm going to go ahead and add you to our weekly newsletter. Are they going to say no? They just joined your business. So that's great. And so we're really happy to be able to do this all with you here today. So one more thing I'm going to check. So hold on. Stop the share. And do you have any final comments you'd like to make, Robin?
These specials are amazing. This is the time to stock up if you can and get whatever you can, and do share. It's just a wonderful time of year to give the gift of health. And I just want to thank Colleen and Anne and Janet and Jennifer. You guys were all fabulous. Thank you so much for making this just a really great call tonight.
And Lewis asked a question. So it's I'm in the Live Younger Facebook group now, Lewis and everyone. And here's the Conscious Heart to Heart Connecting PDF. You'll have to scroll down a little bit to find it. But it's in here, I promise. I'm in the admin group. Here it is. Well, that's the 3 Pillars gift. Here's the insights. That's the platform for the Zoom. I know it's in here somewhere. It's just scroll down. Let's see.
We're getting a tour of the Facebook group.
Yeah, we're in the Facebook group. And
search by your name.
I'm going to go ahead. No.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Isn't it the PDF, honey? Isn't
Yeah,
that the
yeah, it's right here at the top of mine. So it might be at the top of yours. It should be these are the things that are at the top of your page. The 3 Pillars Heart to Heart, the specials, and Robin's gratitude message. So it should be towards the top of Live Younger Facebook, liveyoungerfb.com.
Yeah, it's one of the featured posts.
I just wanted to I thought I did it. You had me wondering about myself, Lewis. So there you go. So God bless you all. We're so happy to be here with you tonight. Hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We certainly did. And we're in the countdown mode for Christmas now. Ding-a-ling, ding-a-ling.
Okay, thanks.
Jingle bells, jingle bells.
Oh, I got to get my jingle bells out.
That's right.
Next
all right.
time.
Good night, everyone.
Bye. Mwah. Love you all.